Why are so many white people having a hard time with what's happening right now? In the movie The Matrix, people are plugged into this computer system, as we all know. We've all seen The Matrix. It's one of my favorite movies. People are fed this lie that this world is this one way. You work 8 to 5, you have 2.3 kids, a parakeet, a goldfish, a house, you retire at the right age, you enjoy life, yada, yada, yada. What's happening now is that white people are being unplugged from that matrix. These 2 shootings in Minneapolis is unplugging a lot of people from the matrix right now. Do you remember that scene where Neo was in the Nebuchadnezzar and he's squinting his eyes like this and he's confused as to why it's so bright and why his eyes hurt, and Trinity says, "You've never used your eyes before." That is why white people are struggling right now. They've never used their eyes before. The ironic part is when you go look at people that have been unplugged, the vast majority that are woke, that are unplugged from the matrix, that know that it's a total lie, those are the black people, or black brothers and sisters. They've been there since 1619, being woke as fuck and proud of it. And they told us, and they told us, and they told us, and they told us. And we said, "No, we good. We're going to stay over here. You're on your own." Last year, I said something in a video, and I'm going to say it again. The only way that this country is going to change is when white people get a fraction of what our black brothers and sisters have experienced in this country. And that's what's happened. Going back to the Middle Passage, where we shackled black people for 6 months on the bottom of a fucking boat. We didn't do nothing. Jim Crow, slavery, Wounded Knee, Trail of Tears, Asian internment camps. We didn't care. We were happy being in the matrix, living our lives the way that we wanted. You're on your own. That's your problem. Now, white people are being murdered by the oppressor. Now white people care because they're experiencing what it's like to be black in this country. And they've never used their eyes before, so they're scared. It's a whole new reality for white people. To take it one step further, the Matrix is also about control. And there's 2 parts of that control, right? You have this bullshit American exceptionalism with flags and freedom, 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 and bald eagles and national anthems. I am grateful for the men and women that serve this country. The best man at my wedding went to Iraq for a year. I have the utmost respect for the military. But you know what? This country has not been great for everybody. It's been a goddamn lie. It's been great for white people. And if you don't like it, ship your ass back to England. I don't give a shit. That's a fact. But you know what's happening? Cyrus, I believe was his name, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. What happened with him? He didn't like to be woke. He didn't like being unplugged from the matrix. He liked living with his head up his ass. He liked American exceptionalism, the bald eagles, white America, the white man running everything, guns, bald eagles, patriotism. Yee-haw, I'm a dumbass. And what was he willing to do? He was willing to sacrifice the life of all of his friends on the Nebuchadnezzar to serve himself. Me, 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 me. Donald Trump is Agent Smith. He has promised that I will make America white again, that I will plug you back into 1776. And you know what we're saying? Fuck you. You orange turd. You orange adjudicated rapist. You pedophile protector. You sexual abuser. We are not going back. We're not going to do it. But white people, I'm going to challenge you right now. You better stand 10 toes down. Do not go back into that matrix like Cyrus did. Don't do it. The real world, we can make it a better place. We can make America great for everybody. But what you have to do is get used to that light like Neo did. And you have to realize that American exceptionalism is a lie that we've been fed in order to keep us in the matrix. Why do they want us in the matrix? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. When Morpheus first has Neo in the matrix, when they plug him back in and they show him what it is, do you remember what he shows them? The field. Millions of people that are plugged in for what? They're used as an energy source to a Duracell battery. In America, it's $1. We are being fed this lie by rich people, primarily rich white, mediocre white men with micro penises that buy into the patriarchy, that want to control this entire country. We're all getting played. The difference is, Agent Smith, i.e. the orange guy, says, no. It's not the rich people. Oh, no, that's not the problem. It's the brown people. It's the black people. It's the Somalians. It's the Muslims. By keeping these people uneducated, by feeding them propaganda that America is the best of the best of the best, you create this distrust of facts, like Benito Mussolini, that put out El Papel de Italio 6 days a week, which is pure propaganda. And that's what this orange man has done. He has said, oh no, it's not the rich people, it's the brown people. So they think that an adjudicated rapist, a pedophile who's protecting pedophiles, who's a convicted felon, who causes insurrections, cheats on his wife, tax fraud, somehow that's perfectly okay. But they've been indoctrinated for so long that the brown person that's been here for 40 years, that's busting their ass doing the jobs you're too lazy to do, no, they're the real problem. And we have a lot of people that still think that that's true. Because they don't want to see the real world for what it is. If they have to see the Matrix being unplugged, the real world, they're just like Cyrus. Oh, no, that's not true. And they're rejecting it. Because they want to be back in the Matrix, even if it's not real. They want to believe the lie of American exceptionalism. And they wrap themselves in this cloth of fake patriotism. Don't hide your racism and call it patriotism. And if you don't like it, you can ship your ass back to England where you came from. Because this is not my land. This belonged to the Native Americans. None of us had the right to come and steal this land, just like we didn't have the right to steal black people. And that's hard for a lot of people to hear. It doesn't matter if the Democrats win the midterms. I don't give a damn. Because until more people are unplugged from this matrix, until we accept that 77 million people would rather have a rapist pedophile over a black woman, then we're not going to move the needle. Voting for the Democrats is just kicking the can down the road, and I'm not going to do it. And I don't care if people are sick of me criticizing the Democrats. They're complicit. How are they complicit, Paul? I'll tell you. Let's look at the George Floyd murder as an example. And I'm a little off topic, but this is important. What Derek Chauvin did was despicable, and I hope he rots in hell. But at the same time, 3 officers stood by and watched it happen, and they were found guilty as well. That is the Democratic Party. They're both complicit in different ways. They want all of us plugged into the matrix so they can keep milking us for money and then spitting us out and telling us, you have to vote for the lesser of two evils. And I am sick and tired of that shit. And I think enough of us are. It should not be you and me and people out in minus 7-degree weather that live paycheck to paycheck, that are worried about paying our rent, that are getting shot and mistreated, while these rich people on both sides are saying, screw you guys, vote for me in November. There's nothing I can do. I am sick of it. They are both sides playing us. We have to, as white people, unplug more people from the matrix. And I'm going to give you a homework assignment. So many people ask, what can I do? I'm going to tell you what you can do. And I'm going to use a quote because I want you to think about this before I say it. Martin Luther King said that we will not remember the words of our enemies, rather the silence of our friends. Evil succeeds when good people do nothing. So for you white people, you want to stand on business? You want to unplug more people from the matrix? I want you to go on Facebook and I want you to post every day what's happening in Minneapolis. Find a story, post a video, make somebody uncomfortable. Tell them that I will not be silent. Post on social media, talk to a family member, talk to somebody who's MAGA. Take a stand, make them uncomfortable. Ask yourself this question. Do you really want to be friends with somebody that's fine with the president and voting for a president, that's okay with him molesting little girls and sexually abusing women and causing an insurrection? Is that the person you really want to be friends with? What's more important? Standing up for our black brothers and sisters? Or keeping a friendship with a person that's a racist and that supports a rapist and a pedophile president? This should be a slam dunk, people. But when you pause and you ask yourself that question, your first thing is, how will it negatively affect me? That is white privilege. You have the privilege of having that conversation. Black people don't. Somalians don't. Mexicans don't. Latinos don't. They don't have that luxury, option A or option B. They go out every day looking like what they look like. That's why it is not our black brothers and sisters' mess to clean up. It's ours because we created it and we benefited from it. Whether I started it or not, I still benefit from the privilege. I've never had to give the talk. I've never had my house redlined. I've never been pulled over for being white. That is privilege. With great power comes great responsibility. It is time that white people unplug other white people and be goddamn uncomfortable and stand on business. Until that happens, nothing's going to change. Have a good day.